Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be speaking about the top 20 Indian head cent repunched dates, and then after that we're going to go through the remaining 90 that are certified at PCGS and NGC. So it's going to be a long video, but I want to tell you about these varieties. They're going to make the coins worth more money if they have them, and often they're underhunted. Indian head cents doesn't have a ton of people looking at them, so you can look closely at coins maybe in a dealer's booth or in your own collection to see if you've got these valuable varieties that collectors are paying up for. Let's get into the presentation. And we'll go over the basics briefly before we get into specific coins, but the repunch dates is when the date has multiple punches of a digit. Maybe it's multiple digits, but right in the region where they're supposed to. There's misplaced dates where there's like a one punch in the neck or something like that, but here we're speaking about coins where it's just slightly off. You can see it, over here in the 1890, the 1881, the 1900 and something. They're just really apparent often, and they're going to be confined in the date region. Now we're going to talk about the 20 and then go over the 90 other FS or VP, PCGS, NGC attributable coins. And these are not over dates, so the coin will be like a 1/1, not a 1/2 or something like that. So here's the first. We're going to be going in chronological order. And I'll go pretty quickly because, we have a lot to cover. But we've got the 1 and the 8 below the main 1 and the 8, maybe a little bit in the 6, but really clearly 1 and the 8 as our first repunch date. There's many for the 1864 date. This is especially notable. There's the 1 and the 8 where it's a clear spread to the sort of northwest and southeast, and so again clear in the 1 and the 8, and all of the values here are going to be considerably more than normal here. Each of the dates are repunched, each of the digits, so 1, the 8, you can see the 6 clearly in the loop, and same thing in the 4, just strong northern repunching. Now this FS is going to refer to the Phoebus Stanton listing. The S goes for Rick Snow's attributions, and he has a lot of attributions beyond even the repunch dates we've covered here. 1865, we see more clear repunching, especially sort of in the inner loop of the 8 is where it's extra clear, but you can also see a little bit of a 1 right there, just all through the digits. And then this is one of the most famous, if I was doing it by severity, this would be probably like top 3. 1867, it's really expensive compared to the regular 1867s, and the 7 is a massively northern southern spread. Same thing with the 6. The 1 and the 8 were not repunched, but this one has nice values, 250 in VF20. 1873, we see, and there's open and closed 3 varieties, but here super chipped 3 repunching, so I think that's kind of neat. You can probably find this even if it's well circulated. There's also the 7 that has been repunched, so that's a nice coin to look for. The 1888, I tried to focus and sort of front load this, or load this with some of the later dates because those are more common for people to find. We see 1888, each of the 8s is repunched sort of on the inner loops of these 8s, and this is, $175. That's actually a good bit, regular VGO8 1888 is probably like a $2 coin, so definitely one to be on the lookout for. 1894, I view this as sort of the best repunch date. Some friends of mine who cherry pick Indian head cents regularly do come away with these. Each of these digits, so the 1, the 8, the 9, and the 4, all to the right, have been relatively strongly repunched. 150 in VF condition, 800 in AU, and then 30 grand was what somebody paid for Mint State 66 red. So just huge value increases all across the board, but a really, really appealing repunch date in my opinion. 1896 here, we see, I include this just because it's like a horn, so you can see this at a lot of different conditions. Not sort of clear in terms of where the value is going to land on this, like how much people are paying for it, but still something to be on the lookout for in lower condition, which also helped it get onto this list. 1897, we see that there's a clear 9 that has been punched out of the ordinary. I'm not sure if the 8 has anything to do with it, but the 9, really nice, again, turning a $1 coin or $2 coin into a $50 one is definitely a good thing to be able to do. 1900, we see one of the repunch dates that is sort of a clear 0 in the northeast, so just that sort of second loop there, really good one to be searching for. After that, we have a 1903 repunch date where it's going to be a clear 1 separation. So, it's just the 1 is sort of repunched all over the place here. It might have even been repunched twice, but the easiest diagnostic to discern is going to be that 1 in the bottom right. After that, we've got the 1903 where there's both repunchings in the 9 and the 0 that sort of extend in the southeast, and then that second clear punching, this one's slightly more expensive, in the southeast of the 1 as well. So that's a good find. Then we've got the 1904 repunch date, strong repunchings to the top of the 0, and then especially in that 4. And I've seen one of these in person, and the 4 is just really attractive to have been punched strongly like that. Again, $1, $70. Mint State 64 Brown, I don't know, probably like $100 coin becomes $500. So some great upside potential here. Then we've got the 1905 repunch date where we see a clear sort of spread to the bottom of the 5. This one's well worn, but the 5 is going to be the digit of interest in this example. 1906, there's a repunch date where it's clear on the bottom of the 0 and especially in the 6, though it's not a super strong spread, so it could be tougher to find in more worn conditions. But then we also have the repunch date where it's a clear sort of upper loop of the 0 occurrence. There's also a misplaced date where there's the loops of probably either a 6 or a 0, sort of between the 0 and the 6. So that's a good one to be on the lookout for. This final one is just going to have clear repunching in the 1, bottom of the 1, similar to 1903, except it's also a little bit more just directly south as opposed to southeast. We'll then sort of finish up with a group of 1907 repunch dates. So we see right here, looks like to the bottom of the 0, we see some repunching. There's going to be a different one where it's more of a clear repunching within the 9, but especially the 0 sort of going midway between the 0 and 1907. And then lastly, we have a one where it's sort of in the top of the 0, looks like a little bit going on in the 9 as well. But that's a great repunch date to wrap this one up. Then we'll get into the next 90. So I think that I'm just going to go slowly through, and there's so many here where I haven't fully studied all of them, so I may not be able to point it out. But all of the dates are repunched here, and you can pause it if there's something that you're looking for. Same thing, clear within the loops of the 8. 1898, this one's 1 and the 8. 1861, bottom of the 1. 1863, this one's VP, so it's only been done by NGC. I'm not immediately seeing where it is, so I'm just going to keep moving. This one in the 8, 6, and inner loops of the 3. 1864, inner part of the 4, especially clear. Here, bottom left part of the 6. This one really nice, clear in the 6 and especially the 4. 1864 outside of the 8s and 6s. Really, maybe this should have made the main list. Strong below in the 1 and the 8. Here, this one, all through the 1 again. Top of the 8. Middle of the 8 and the 6. Same thing, 1 and the 8. Top of the 5, protruding from the 8 as well in 1. Top of the 1, top of the 8. Misplaced date all in the denticles, and maybe I think it's the 5. This one not seeing quite as well. Bottom of the 1. Maybe is it the inside of the 8? A little unclear here as well. Looks like 1 there, 8, maybe in the bottom. Top of the 6. Really nice in the west of the 1. Maybe over here in the 6. In the 6. Let's see, in the 1 and inside of the 8. 1 inside of the 8. Really strong in the 1 and the 8 here, tilted, and maybe the 6 too. Inside of the 8. 1 and the 8. 1 over here. Doubled 1, doubled 8. I think the double diavers is clearer here. Maybe it's a little bit in the 6 and 8. Same thing. Here looks like bottom of the 1. Nice die gouge there in the middle of the 8 and the 6. Possibly in the 1 there. 1 here, 6 and 8. 6 and the 9. Strong in the 1 and the 8. Strong in the 9. 1, middle of the 8, top of the 9. Loop of the 0, and looks like 1 and 8 as well. That's just the misplaced 8, one of my favorites, but also in the 8. Maybe top of the 1, 8. Strong in the 1, 8. 2. 7 and 2 in the top. 7. Bottom of the 1. 1 in the top, and the 8. Below the 1 and the 8. Middle of the 8. Middles of the 2 8s. Looks like above the 8 and the 3, or no, bottom of the 8, bottom of the 3. 1, really strong repunching. This one, top loop of the further and the bottom of the rightmost 8. Same thing. Here, strong in the 8 and the 9. Probably should have put this one in the main presentation. And top of the 9 as well. Here we see all in the 1, 8, 8, and 9. Nice to have all 4 digits repunched. Strong in the tops of the 1, 8, and 9. This definitely should have been in the main presentation. This one I could only find on Heritage. I was struggling to see where the repunching was, but it is one of the main ones. I want to say it's like either in the 9 or the 8. Here's a repunched 8, strong in the 8. Top of the 3. Maybe in the 1, not seeing it very well. Loops of the 8, 9, and 5. Looks like similar here, except 1 strongly repunched. 8 and 9. Strong in the 5. Same thing in the 5. Middles of the 8, 9, and 5. Top of the 6. Really all through the 6 thick. Out to the side of the 9. Side of the 7. Tops of the 8, 9, and 8. Loop of the 8 and both 9s. Same thing. Looks like 9 up there. Not seeing it immediately. Maybe it's that one over there, but not totally sure. Don't want to mislead anybody. 8. 1900. I don't know if it's in the middle of the 9, if that's what is being considered, but here it's 0 and 9. Here, bottom of the 1. 9 and the 1 and the 0. Strong in the 1 and 9. Same thing, 1 and 9. 9 over here and the loop of the 0. Strong in the 7. 7. And that brings us to the end of this PowerPoint. So just a huge amount of varieties to have covered, but hopefully this will be helpful. And, there's so many, I may have overdone it, but I just wanted to give the full information. If I had these slides, that way I can let you know, really here's what you should be looking for. So hope that this was helpful. Good luck finding these. They're definitely still out there. It's an undercovered series, and best wishes putting together an awesome collection of repunched dates. Remember 1894, I think that's my favorite one here. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. I've also got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can follow me there. TreasuretownYT.com is the main channel website. Definitely give that a visit. I've got a lot of information about me up there and the channel. CoinGrabBag.com as well currently redirects there, but it's some good opportunities for very fair grab bags, both made by me and other sellers. A lot of different options, so that's a good way to support. There's also treasuretowncoins.com. In the future, my coin dealing operation will be done out of that website. Coinmeltprice.com for updates on the melt prices of your coins, both US and world. A lot of resources in that website. And then coinsmetalscards.com, being developed right now as a marketplace and news source for coins, metals, cards, and collectibles in general. So I'll see you on my future videos. Looking forward to seeing you there, and hope you have a good day.